Next up, 4 rounds cruiserweights. Manuel Otero against Mitch Williams. Mitch Williams is in the black and red trim to the right.
Okay, gentlemen, we follow the rules in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all time. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Touch them up.
Rocky Balboa style trunks worn by Mano.
Why does everyone
Otero
have to get attention? Why does everybody, I'm fair, but I'm firm? Just go to the job.
You don't like Cortez's signature line?
It's almost like you're saying it's about me. It's not about you. It's about the fighters. And I hope I don't see you unless I have to see you.
Best kind of official, isn't it? One that you never even notice.
And I want to hear you if I don't have to hear you. If I don't have to hear you giving an 8 count or a 10 count, good. Because I'm here to watch boxing. And I think our fans are too.
Otero in the red, white, and blue trunks is 25 years old. He's from New Mexico. Record of 2-3, with one of his wins coming by knockout. Works with Special Olympians. Has a nephew who has cerebral palsy. Dedicates time to him. Mitch Williams is originally from Michigan. Fights out of California. 30-year-old. A record of 5-2-1. with 4 knockouts. And as you can see, he's in that southpaw stance.
You know, both of these fighters have been inactive. With Williams, you go back 2 fights, he was off 2 years and 3 months. And for Otero, well, more recently, his last time in the ring, 1 year, 1 month ago. So some rust, especially on Otero early. I would think there'd be some opportunities maybe for Williams to do some damage. Well, Otero is trying to get rid of some of that ring rust in the first round or 2.
And Otero had lost 2 straight before the layoff that you spoke of. Williams got a late start to boxing, didn't start until he was 23.
The weight has fluctuated for both these guys quite a bit. For the most part, Otero's a smaller man. He's been as low as 175, as high as 198, while Williams turned pro 227 and fought 6 times at 210 or above, but before dropping down now to 181.
Otero pressing forward, but getting very little accomplished. Nothing landing clean.
If Otero looks like a guy that didn't have a lot of amateur fights, you would be right. 1 amateur bout for Otero and only 10 for Williams. Williams has that dangerous weapon that a southpaw has as an advantage with an orthodox fighter, that right hook. He's keeping it loose, he's keeping it a little low, he's out of range, and he's looking to counter with it. And the reason it's so dangerous, Joe, that right hook for a southpaw with an orthodox fighter, the orthodox fighter just hard to pick it up, hard to see it coming from that angle.
Time!
Welcome back to Vegas in the Hard Rock. Friday Night Fights. Round 2 between Otero and Williams. Southpaw Williams sending out a 3-punch combination to open up this second round. See Otero tying up that right hand of Williams.
All right, get those outside, get out. Break! Break out, clean, break out. Step back, step back. Come on, get those outside, guys. Come on, get those outside, no holding inside, guys. Come on, let's go.
Right hook that time was blocked by Otero.
He's a faster, sharper man. You don't need me to tell you, it's Williams.
Undoubtedly.
Looks like the bigger man too, as we said. The weights would indicate, having turned pro at 227 and fighting 6 times at 210 or above. While Otero has been as low as 175, the bigger guy is Williams, the faster guy is Williams, and the more polished guy,
Let's go.
Williams.
Right hand and laying to the body that time.
The defense for Otero is he likes to cover up. That time he moved and he counted.
Came with a right hand.
Always an advantage if you move your head. You know, see, when you do that, when you just cover up, well, you're a heavy bag. I mean, you block some, but if your opponent has the skills and knows where to put the punches, he can put them together on you
And
because you're handcuffing yourself.
Williams put that punch with a right hand just under that left elbow.
You know, you made a good point there, Joe. Otero, he covers up to the head pretty good, but not to the body. He's got a little flaw there.
Leaves space.
Yeah, he really does. He goes too high with those gloves.
That time he tried to come with a right hand against Williams. Williams getting back to the jab now.
There's a lot of places that Williams can get it done. On the outside, he can step back, he can lure you in a little, lure Otero in like that, counter punch a little bit, use his legs to step back and create those situations. And again, he can also go inside when he wants to, which I think he wants to in spots. Get Otero to cover up and cooperate a little bit and give him some opportunities to go to work. Such a big advantage when you move your head. See, you block, you're handcuffed. But you move your head, guess what happens? You make the guy miss, you create an opening, and then he can't put punches together on you.
Next week, Friday Night Fights is going to be in Chicago. And Teddy, look who is back on Friday Night Fights.
Well, my favorite
Glenn
fighter,
Johnson.
or at least, if not my favorite, he's way up there, not just in the ring, but outside the ring as a human being.
Against Andrew Fonfara next week, of course. Now, 8 years removed from the peak of his career against Roy Jones Jr., the Road Warrior, though, he's still going at it, still representing himself well. And another former champion will be on Friday Night Fights. Now at age 38, Jose Luis Castillo will be in action. Can you imagine if I told you years ago you're going to be doing a card in 2012 with Jose Luis Castillo?
So you tell me boxing has a senior tour?
It does. To a certain extent, it does, doesn't it?
On our area, it does. You know, Glenn Johnson, he's been good at an older age for a lot of years because he learned the trade. He learned defensively how to block, how to get away from punches, even though he's a guy that makes good fights and he's aggressive. You know, he's a guy that pushes the envelope, but takes care of himself like a Bernard Hopkins, but a different style, a much more aggressive fighter. And he didn't win the title till late. He fought everybody, and he learned on the job. And he's a great human being, great character, kind of guy that all fighters, all people would do okay to aspire to copy a little bit. And for Castillo,
Let him back, Lee. Come on, step back.
he's actually 4 years younger than Johnson, former world champion just like Johnson, but I don't think Castillo has as much left at this point in his life or his career as Johnson does. So it's going to be interesting to see if Popoka can take advantage of a Castillo who some people think just doesn't have anything left.
Now, of course, all the ups and downs with the weight struggles and all the difficulties in the later stages of his career, but that is next week on Friday Night Fights. Glenn Johnson in action, as will be Jose Luis Castillo. Williams had some success moments ago with a body shot.
You know, there's two ways to develop a guy. You put him in easy, you bring him up, and then all of a sudden you put him in hard, and you see whether or not he can do it. Johnson, for many years, was put in hard. He fought everybody in their neighborhood. And
all the top weight
and he lost fights. And he lost a cluster of fights in spots in his career. But guess what? He learned how to fight. He learned how to behave like a fighter. And it paid dividends later in his career, winning a world title. Right now, give some credit to Otero. He's outskilled, but he's not out-hearted in this fight. Trying to even the landscape a little bit the old-fashioned way. by just trying very much, by just walking forward. Moving his head a little bit more, Otero. We mentioned in the first couple rounds, you know, he wants to block everything, and Williams was having a party, putting them together a little bit on him. When you move your head, you don't allow a fighter to put him together, Joe, because he misses, he's got to think defense. See, when he's blocking like that, when Williams knows there's nothing coming back, he can put together 3 or 4. One of the corner, Williams told him, go upstairs maybe 1 or 2 and then go downstairs, because, as we said early, big opening downstairs.
There's that right hook as Otero comes forward after it. Look what happened right after the bell the last round.
Yeah, not the way that DeMarcus of Queensberry drew it up. He holds him and then he Fred Flintstones him.
Just chopped straight down. A little hammer to the top of the head. That was Manuel Otero, 4th and final round here against Mitch Williams, who's done more consistent work throughout. So they both look to pick up the pace here to start this last round. The lead right from Otero.
See, now I talked early on where I don't...
Oh, he caught him that time.
Yeah, I talked early on where I said I don't want to see a ref unless they have to, and give the referee, Joe Cortez, credit. We're not really seeing him. He's allowing him to fight, and we're only hearing him when we need to hear him. And that's when Otero was grabbing the head of Williams. So that's the job you want to see a referee do. Williams can get it done and has gotten it done for the most part with better skills. Otero, in the spots that he's gotten it done, he has to get it done with a stronger will.
Just walk through that right hand from Williams.
He just doesn't have the know-how at this point in his career and his skill development to really match Williams.
Get him out. You can punch out of there.
Well, his hope is to, as you said, overrun him with a great burst of will. In spots, he's doing it.
Coming forward against Williams. Now has him against the ropes. Nothing landing all too clean as Williams actually landed a short right hand.
He's a great example where both guys are tough, they're both fighters, they're both in there, but one guy is smarter, one guy is more developed, and that makes him twice as tough in reality, and that guy is Mr. Williams.
Otero opened up, and Williams gladly filled the hole. Let's see if he can survive this last half minute.
Wouldn't be a bad idea for Williams to use the uppercut, and there it goes.
Left uppercut lands. Williams now, patient, coming forward, stalking his prey.
Wouldn't be a bad idea, again, uppercut in the body. Yeah,
there it is, right uppercut, splitting the guard. Otero's been taking a lot in this final minute.
Give credit to the heart of Otero, and give credit to the better skill, the better technique of Williams.
Surprised Otero was able to stand up to that. Williams came on strong. Right hook, right on the money. Beautiful shot. Stay with us. We'll hear from the judges after this. Presented by Corona Extra, proud sponsor of Friday Night Fights, and as always encourages you to relax responsibly. And in part by the new Just for Men Auto Stop, knocks out the gray better than ever. We're just about 2 blocks away from that intersection here at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino at the Joint for Friday Night Fights, where we saw plenty of hard-hitting action tonight. A look at Teddy's scorecard to wrap up our 4-round cruiserweight bout. 10-8, 4th round, as Williams almost put Otero away there in that final round. Let's send it up to the ring to Jake Gutierrez.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of action in this cruiserweight bout, we go to the scorecards. All 3 judges, Robert Bennett, Dick Houck, and Al Lefkowitz, scored about the same, 40-36 for the winner by unanimous decision, Mitch King Cam Williams.
Mitch Williams from Oxnard, California, 6th win of his career. Otero falls to 2-4. It was entertaining at moments on